Jade says that their family runs an independent business that dabbles in a bit of everything, assuring the prefect that it is nothing out of the ordinary. This may connect to Book 4 when he warns Floyd that it's never a good idea to blindly pry into others' family affairs. Floyd says, before he came on land, his father gave him the advice, people with no eye for detail don't deserve respect. When you're on land, pay special attention to your feet. Spare no expense. When Idia asks who their father is, Floyd asks if he really wants to know, and begins to explain, but Idia interrupts with, I changed my mind. Don't tell me. Jade says that he and Floyd received a message from their mother on their birthday, but she sends them messages practically every day because she is something of a worrier. Jade explains, on our birthdays, we didn't just celebrate with family. My father's work associates would also come over. You can imagine the mountain of presents we'd receive, but we'd also receive luxury goods that were clearly of no use to a child. Those were not truly for us, but to flatter our father, no, to gain his trust, given by people who were desperate for it. My father always made a point to have those particular gift givers sign an agreement. It stated that the gift was purely a token of goodwill, and that the giver expected nothing in return. Jade says that, much like their mother, their father can also be a worrier. We get a little information about what parties in the Coral Sea were like from Floyd, who says that banquets would have quiet music like piano, and people would just stand around and nibble on food, and maybe say a quick hello. Everyone was as silent as a deep-sea fish. It was awful. Callum comments that it sounds like they have been going to quite formal parties. Jade says that their parents taught them the art of self-defense when they were little, and it comes in handy even now. Neither Leech twin is any older or younger than the other, though Cruel mistakenly assumes Floyd is the younger brother in a vignette. Life in the Coral Sea seems fairly dangerous. Jade says that he is glad that he chose Floyd as his partner when they were Elvers, and Floyd responds, I'm glad we survived together, too. Azul explains, we live closer to large carnivores and venomous creatures than people tend to on land. But they're nothing to be afraid of as long as you know how to deal with them. This may be why, when Jade is asked how many family members he has, he answers with, there are 5 in my family at present, Floyd, his parents and his grandmother. It is repeatedly mentioned that their home in the far northern reaches of the Coral Sea is extremely cold, with ice floes in the winter that make returning home for winter holidays difficult, so the twins and Azul typically stay in the dorm over winter vacation, and go home to visit their families during spring break, instead. Jade explains, to first-time visitors it must seem like a very cold and dark place. After all, no light reaches the seabed, nor is it possible to light a fire. This may be why Jade enjoys taking walks around the campus after hours, saying, the dark brings me solace. Jade says, you never know what's lying in wait around the corner in the Coral Sea. You must keep vigilant at all hours. And unlike the food of surface dwellers, rare is the day we eat anything sweet. Our food is normally consumed raw. I find it to be a comfortable and pleasant kingdom, personally. Mermaids seem to have an undersea equivalent of camping. Floyd reacts to Ace's talk about making campfires and roasting marshmallows with, that's what camping is on land. It's not just a boring trip to go gaze at anglerfish and stuff. That sounds rad. The twins will sometimes comment on Coral Sea culture, with Floyd saying that he hates the concerts there because all the songs sound the same, and Jade explaining that children did not have stuffed animals because they come apart in the water, and most merfolk tend to play with coral and shells. Jade says that fireworks are popular among mermaids back home, and he and Floyd would swim out to beaches on firework days to watch. When explaining the Halloween customs of the Coral Sea, they explain that mermaids carry around bottles of bioluminescent algae that act like guideposts to stop merfolk from wandering into the spirit realm, and they play music so that ghosts don't get lonely. When Callum asks if Halloween is supposed to be fun, Jade says no. Those who lose their lives at sea often harbor intense regrets. Between those who were caught in storms or starved mid-voyage after losing their way, whatever the cause of death may be, it is common for returning ghosts to grow quite violent. Azul confirms, saying that ghost pirates are the worst offenders. Jade says that he has personally not seen too many ghosts, but there are areas that they are told to avoid every year during Halloween. Yet every year, a few students inevitably went missing. Floyd says that, one Halloween in middle school, he thought he saw Jade in 3 different places at once, and Jade says that he remembers once speaking to someone he thought was Floyd only to learn the next day that the conversation never actually happened. Combined with Floyd's comment on being grateful that they survived together, there is a fan theory that Jade and Floyd saw the ghosts of their dead siblings. But Jade says, "It's not all bad. I would say our Halloween celebrations provide a level of thrill you just can't find elsewhere." Floyd agrees, saying, "It's never a dull holiday." Floyd tells a story to Jack about a time in elementary school when he snuck alone into a sunken ship. He was suddenly locked inside a room, and when he looked through a hole in the wall he saw 20 ghost pirates dancing and singing about having captured him. Floyd said he waited until they opened the door and started fighting them, but he passed through them, since they were ghosts, and they laughed at him. Floyd said he managed to escape by breaking through a wall, and the moment he was out they all disappeared. Floyd says he never learned what it was they were after, though they did comment on his eyes and fins and said, "What, oh what, should we plunder first?" Jade corroborates Floyd's story, saying that he disappeared in the morning and didn't return until night, though Floyd says he thought he was only gone for 2 hours, so that by the time he returned home Halloween was over and he had been missing an entire day. When Jack asks if he is lying, Floyd responds, "I never said I made it up. You're the one who said that," neither confirming nor denying. Floyd says that despite the fact he and Jade have been together since the moment they were born, he has never seen Jade full-on ball. Jade tells the story behind his and Floyd's earrings in a birthday vignette. "When Floyd and I first started middle school, a sturgeon challenged us to a fight. He had strikingly beautiful scales, so we asked if we could have some if we won. We made them into earrings, and now Floyd and I each wear one." Jade says that his earring is one of his prized possessions. We learn a lot about Land Boot Camp from Floyd, a land government-certified boarding school for mermaids who want to live on land, where he, Jade and Azul lived for a month before enrolling at NRC, learning how to wear clothes, that fire is hot, how to breathe, how to walk, and more. Floyd says that the first time they had a hot meal, he chugged an entire bowl of boiling soup. Floyd says that, while more common than it used to be, it is still pretty rare for mermaids to want to live on land, so the school was delighted when all 3 of them enrolled together. Floyd gives a rundown of how the school was founded by a mermaid princess who married a land prince and set up the school to help future generations of merfolk prepare for the culture shock of on-land living. Floyd says that he had already learned everything they taught from Azul and Jade, though, and they might have actually known more than the teachers themselves, and that the biggest surprise was how heavy he felt when he came out of the water. "I was sluggish and tired out real quick. My feet screamed at me with every step I took. Spent every day wishing I didn't have to walk ever again." Azul also gives an explanation of the boarding school to Riddle, who was also present for Floyd's explanation and has possibly heard more about it than any other student as a result. Azul says that they provide transformation potions to the students. It used to be that one dose would maintain a transformation for 3 days max, but with recent advancements in the field, transformations can last anywhere from a week to 10 days. Riddle explains that transformation potions require government authorization and specialist supervision. Licensed potion pharmacists are the only ones who can formulate them, and treating injuries of individuals under the effects of a transformation potion is actually illegal without a specialist license. A law that Epel unknowingly breaks when he treats an injury that Jade receives during the Harvestin event. If Jade is aware of the law, he does not mention it. Azul says that both Floyd and Jade can outpace brooms in their true forms, and we see these true forms for the first time in-game during Book 3.
あんたら、なんだその姿は。
何っていつもの姿だけど。 だって俺たち人魚だもん。
It seems that it is not unusual for Floyd to transform back when he so wishes, doing so during summer swim classes, Halloween and Vargas camp. Azul says that Floyd will sometimes forget to take his transformation potion at all.
耳がヒレに戻っちゃったとか水かき出てきたとか言っていますが
Floyd explains, Mermaids are cowards at heart. We don't take a shot unless the shot's guaranteed to be a winner. We wait, and then we go in for one clean killing blow. That's how Mermaids hunt. In his birthday vignette, Floyd says that he had issues with using his legs at first, but now his human body lets him do things like basketball and dancing that he can't do underwater. Jade also says that he used to struggle with his legs, but he is more accustomed to them now. When asked what it is that he likes about having magic, Floyd says that he's glad it enabled him to come on land.